Hi, I'm Rylango giving you a shaky cam central video. Um, I'm Druid on this channel then. A few years ago, me and some people from WiFi made some podcasts, and I'm just going to re-release them on this YouTube channel because some of them mentioned that they would like to see it. Instead of being WiFi it's now nintournament.com if you're interested in Nintendo games and games in general, or just want people to talk with and slag off in a forum, then it's the place for you. But until then, just hear some of the old podcasts, and I thought maybe you might enjoy it, and it could be something to put on this channel rather than nothing. So, three, two, one, here you go.
Welcome to the first Wi-Fi tournament podcast. My name is Brambo, and I'm the host for tonight.
I'm Cassilius Druid.
And I'm Black Star X, winner of the Wi-Fi Tournament Brawl competition.
First up, let's have a look at some of the upcoming releases. First off, we're gonna take a look at the DSi. It's gonna come out in America April 5th and in Europe April 3rd, so that's in a month. It's pretty much just an upgraded DS. It has a screen that's about a quarter inch larger, and it has two built-in cameras. The price is around £150 in Europe and $170 in America. What do you think, Black Star? How do you feel about this kind of thing?
Well, I actually like it. I like the whole new camera feature and the ability to download stuff, just like on Wii Shop channel.
Yeah, the downloads will be pretty much the same as on the Wii. It also has an internal memory, which I forgot to mention, and you can use it as an MP3 player with that internal memory. Druid, what do you think? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Don't like the way there's two cameras when they could have just made one good one. My old DS Lite's broken anyway, thanks to snagging, so I got to get a new one, and it allows me to use the old Lite to throw at people.
I think, well, it's not bad, but it's not really something I'd buy. Uh, I don't see any need for the camera. Maybe they'll make special games with it, but those will probably just be gimmicky. And the removing of the Game Boy Advance slot isn't really an upgrade, if you ask me. But if they felt it was necessary, of course, yeah, well, then that's something they got to do. Yeah, that's it. How
Oh, yeah.
far are we now?
Yeah, we're good. Next up is the Wii Sports Resort, which is coming out this spring. It's going to have Wii Motion Plus, which will allow you to play some new games. It's basically a sequel to the original Wii Sports. There's only 3 games so far have been announced, but there's probably a few more than that. There's no price set for it yet, so not really sure how that's going to work. And if there's 2 player, you probably need more than one Wii Motion Plus, so you might have to buy it separately. I don't know. What do you guys think about it, Brambo?
Yeah, well, I think it looks cool, but well, not very hardcore, of course. If they make it just as solid as the first Wii Sports, of course, yeah, that was free with the Wii, so you couldn't really go wrong with it. But I really like that game, so if they make it in the same genre with well, all the mini games with it and good to play with a lot of people, then yeah, I'd really buy it. Especially if it comes with the Wii Motion Plus. Every Wii owner is probably gonna need that at some point. So yeah, really a real good buy for me.
Black Star?
I really don't really know. I guess I'm gonna have to agree with what Brambo said about this.
Okay, now back to some back to the DS now. We've got a GTA Chinatown Wars coming up. First off, there was a big ruckus about in the old days when GTA first went to Xbox. Fanboys were really upset about that, but now, well, yeah, it's coming to the DS with a brand new title. So we're hoping it's going to be good, but of course, DS doesn't have the graphic capabilities of the PSP versions, but they say they're gonna make it decent, and of course we're hoping it's gonna be that way. So, Blackstar, you got any idea about how that would be?
Hmm. Like, I haven't really been into the whole Grand Theft Auto series, but it's
Yeah,
actually
okay.
it's actually kind of weird for it to be on the DS. I mean, I wonder how would that play out.
It's gonna be a top
Uh,
down.
Top
Uh,
yeah,
three.
well, the controls are gonna be touchpad and well, regular controls mixed up with a few mini games for pick locking and looking through trash and stuff. As long as they don't overdo the mini games, I think it could be a good thing, a good game. Of course, yeah, a lot of people just play Grand Theft Auto to beat up people, which isn't really in the DS's target group, but
uh,
it can't always be the same thing. So, yeah, Drew, you're gonna say?
I don't know about that. It isn't in the DS's target group. I mean, it's you're just saying there's no real hardcore gamers to it, and I think the Nintendo hardcore gamers should rise up and burn all the softcore gamers. But I think this game looks pretty good. The graphics look really impressive for a DS game. Looks almost PSP quality, and they shouldn't make the same mistakes as they made with the Game Boy Advance version, which was horrific.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance version, it just wasn't adapted enough to the console it was on, but this one looks like it's gonna learn from its mistakes. Uh, a bit back to the hardcore thing. I think it's a good topic to just roll over for a short time.
Yeah.
A lot of things are going up about how Wii is going to be more hardcore again with the Conduit coming out and other games. But of course, yeah, and softcore got a serious blow with that Wii Music thing, which was really over the top and soft. Uh, of course, we're all gamers, so we're all hoping for a bit more solid games than just the little mini games. But do you see it happening anytime soon, Drew?
Uh, no, I think they're going to keep going downhill and keep aiming for the wide softcore market, but they might throw a few odd ones and a few pieces of crumbs for the hardcore people to stick around. Most of the softcore people don't buy in excess of 10 games, so they need to give them a bit to do. Okay.
Yeah, well, uh, we've got started in some games, and we'll see the Conduit is bound to sell good, especially if you see the online community about it. Every time everyone is very enthusiastic. This could be the start of a lot more hardcore-ish games on the Wii. It won't be a PC hardcore, but well, those are never on console. Uh, and maybe eventually we'll get to prove to people, to all those fanboys, that you don't really need the epic graphics alone to make spectacular titles. Um, and now, since we're mostly still playing Smash Brothers, about Brawl versus Melee. Uh, there's been a lot of talk about it, of course, ever since Brawl came out, and the talk still hasn't stopped. Uh, people feel they were expecting a hell lot from Brawl, but it let a lot of hardcore gamers down because it wasn't competitive enough. It didn't have the shuffling, all the advanced text were all it looked like they disappeared, and now people are complaining. Uh, Blackstar, how do you haven't played Melee, but do you think?
Oh, I played Melee.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Damn. Okay. Anyway, do you think Brawl has enough potential to be a competitive tournament game, or is it just more fun fighting?
I really think Brawl is kind of a step up from Melee, fighting wise. People are always like downgrading Brawl just because there's like new characters. Everyone has pretty much the same moves and all that. There's no wave dashing. I mean, do we really need wave dashing in Brawl?
Nah, nah.
Drew, about that, how you feel about advanced text and them not being in Brawl? Do you think it's a big miss, or do you think
Uh,
it's opening for new potential? Or...
I, I don't think it's that big a miss, really. It just means you focus more on the other things, like your spacing of your characters and time, and there'll be a few misses because, it takes a little bit away from the competitive aspect, but I don't think that's Brawl's main problems. Okay.
And from the melee to Brawl transition, what do you think, Drew? What do you think the worst change has been in the
Uh,
series?
Weirdly, the online was one of the worst changes. I thought it's almost like they planned to see how much they could put lag into the random multiplayer, and then they did it. It's just the most laggy online experience Nintendo have ever created. It's just awful. They really need to buck up and maybe even make a revised version of the game so people can actually play randomly online.
Well, about revised versions, those have been proposed by the fan community a lot for a lot of different games, but never really happened. So I'm afraid we won't get that anytime soon. Um, Blackstar, what do you think is one of the worst changes between the series, or what's your favorite change?
Well, easily my favorite change is the whole online play. And
Yeah, well, you got
yeah,
the opposition again. We're happy to have online, but most people are just mad because it's so awful and pretty impossible to play online in general. So me as well, I'm glad there's an online as long as it's not. I have some on non-lagging matches, even between Europe and America, but sometimes it's just really horrible, especially for a game like Brawl. You need speed and